Today marks the moment I've been waiting for quite a long time. It's finally time for the first real expansion of the vegetable garden. A second raised garden bed. As this area used to be a thriving bramble bush, I'm trying to dig out as much of what roots remain. This will hopefully give me a head start on what I'm sure will be a long war between me and the brambles as they continue their quest to take over my garden. I briefly showed the construction of my first garden bed in an earlier video, and this bed will look pretty much exactly the same, so they will match nicely. The bed measures roughly 4 by 1.3 meters, or about 13 feet by 4 feet and a bit. And it's built almost entirely from materials we already had lying around here. The boards are old, dry planks that were sitting in the hayloft when we bought the farmhouse, and the posts are made from hazel trees that we cut down ourselves. Will this construction still be standing here in 10 years? Probably not, but honestly that's perfectly fine. I'm still at the very beginning of this gardening journey, and I expect to learn so much over the next few years that I'll probably want to redesign parts of the garden anyway. Besides that, there's a very good chance that this won't even be the permanent location of the vegetable garden once all the renovations around the property are finished. We'll figure that out when the time comes. For now, I'd much rather start building and learning than spend years waiting for the perfect plan. The way I filled this bed, however, is a little bit different from the first one. As before, I started with a layer of cardboard to help suppress the weeds. But this time I added a layer of old, partially decomposed wood at the bottom. The idea is that it provides additional organic matter as it slowly breaks down over time. The challenge is that the microorganisms responsible for decomposing that wood also consume nitrogen in the process. And to compensate for that, I added a generous amount of worm castings throughout this layer. After that come alternating layers of clay-rich soil from the property, general purpose potting soil and more worm castings. Simple enough in theory. In practice, it mostly involved moving an absurd amount of heavy material around on one of the hottest days we've had so far this year. Hard work, definitely, but also the kind of work that's incredibly satisfying at the end of the day. The soil itself comes from the terrace directly next to the garden bed. I wanted to lower that area anyway to create a pathway along the fence, so this was one of those rare occasions where two jobs solved each other. And don't worry, this new section of the garden bed will eventually be fenced as well. The local wildlife has already shown quite a bit of interest in our garden and vegetables, and ideally we'd like to be the ones enjoying the fruits of our labor. Hopefully. It's looking quite good already, but it's just not done yet. There's still like at least 5 more centimeters to go in here, because it will compact a lot more than it is now, simply because it's now just thrown on here randomly pretty much, and that requires hours of more work. I'm afraid I did sort of dug all of this out, which is nice because then we can expand the area just a little bit, because these poles are, well, they have a little bit more space now pretty much, which is great because of course we're going to expand the fence to also cover the second garden bed. I hoped to get some of these things planted already today, some of the tomatoes that I have planned to go into the new bed, some herbs as well, but it's just gonna take some time, and that's fine. I'm very overdue for some rest and relaxation, so I will probably do a quick dip in the pool, and then Nick and I are gonna barbecue tonight, so that's something nice to look forward to. And quickly grabbing some salad or lettuce, sorry, I'm very Dutch. Quickly grabbing some lettuce to enjoy together with the barbecue. Up until this point I've only been harvesting leaves pretty much, so the outer leaves, so the lettuce can continue growing. However, it is getting very warm. It's been around 30 degrees today in the shade, so in the sun it's been quite a challenge. It's something we're still getting used to, I suppose, but this is a lettuce variety that's quite good in summer, or up until quite a big way into summer at least, but this is pretty much the end of it. That's a solid handful of lettuce, I'd say. Okay, so this morning I finished filling the raised garden bed. I already watered it a few times to just compact the soil and, you know, get moisture everywhere. I didn't want to show you the whole process fully again, since you've already seen it in like 2 videos ago. I pretty much did the same thing. I'm gonna plant some tomatoes. It's 2 different varieties. It's this one is quite a big beefsteak-like tomato. The name will be on the screen, and it's the Italian for ox heart, I believe. And this is Daterino, which I think I can pronounce. It's just a great all-rounder with a good big production. since that's the south side which receives the most sun, I'm not going to plant them in a grid formation, but I'm going to place them off center from each other, so they're always in full sun. The rest of this bed will be miscellaneous things. I'm just going to make it an herb garden pretty much, I think. There's also one of the lavish. Let me grab it for you. I could be completely wrong here, but I think the English word for this is lavish. I grew up with it being in the garden of my grandma, who most of you will probably know lived right beside us, and it was always used in soups and stuff, so I'm very fond of the taste of this herb. I know it's gonna get huge, absolutely massive, if you let it, but I think if I chop it down real good every time, then it should probably be fine, and it always comes up every year, so that's quite a stable element. But in a raised bed, which you sort of want to rotate crops, it means it's one of the few perennials that's just going to stay here. So lots of herbs. I'm going to plant some rosemary, some thyme, some chives, because the other ones from the other bed didn't really come up. So a bit of an herb garden, maybe some more basil, along with the tomatoes. Tomatoes and basil love each other, not only culinarily speaking, but also in the garden. So I'm going to plant them right beside each other. So that's what's going to happen now. You may notice I'm planting the tomatoes deeper than they were in their pots. The buried stem will develop additional roots, creating a stronger root system, which is a big advantage in the warm summers here. I also remove any leaves touching the soil to reduce fungal diseases. As the plants grow, I'll continue removing the lower foliage, and I'll also be needing a support system. Don't we all? As always, everything gets a thorough watering after planting to help the roots settle in, and now all that's left to do is wait and hopefully watch everything take off over the coming weeks. If you'd like to follow along and see the garden continue to evolve, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying my best to upload a new video every week. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.